Hello, Leo. Welcome to your tarot card reading for March 2023. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. For those of you who are new here, my name is Jane. Thank you all so much for being here. So March is a huge month, and astrologically, we astrologers have been looking at March 2023 for a really long time. Now, I am going to be posting the astrology segments in a separate video in the next couple of days. So this video is only going to be the tarot card reading. But if you want to get notified for that astrology segment, please make sure to subscribe and hit the little bell, because there is just so much going on in March. It's definitely one of the months that's like a must see, must pay attention, must know. So anyway, this video is only going to be the tarot card reading. Please make sure to check out your sun, moon, or rising sign. And if you're here for love, you're more than welcome to check out your Venus sign as well. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get straight into the reading. Hello, Leo. Welcome to your monthly reading for March 2023. Let's go ahead and start the channel with a card from my intuitive deck here. Okay, there is a lot going on. I feel March is going to be very eventful for Leo. A little all over the place, really discombobulated, and you may feel really stretched thin. I also feel that there are a lot of people really relying upon you and depending upon you, and that you might not necessarily want to be in that position. I feel like there's some expectation that is thrown upon you that you don't want. You don't want to be there. You don't want to be in that position. You don't want people to be expecting this of you, and yet it is so. And you have to kind of deal with that a little bit. I feel that you do have a lot to give, and you actually do want to, but you also don't want to be cleaning up everyone else's mess. But I also don't know that you can completely abdicate yourself here. You can't completely leave or detach or go away. Like, there's some tie or some connection. There's some kind of a tether, which means you can't just walk away. I think these are mostly going to be minor inconveniences. I don't think they're going to be huge things. But they're definitely throwing you off course. And I think they might be serving as a little bit of distraction as well, which I don't think Leo is doing very well with the distractions. I think there are really specific directions that you want to go. And anything that kind of veers off is frustrating. But you also don't have a lot of control either. No one has a lot of control, by the way, right now in the sky. I mean, astrologically speaking, we have control over ourselves and our choices and our perceptions. But life is life. And I think Leo is getting a pretty interesting lesson of that right now. Life is life. And there are some things that are beyond your creation and that are beyond your control a little bit. Yeah, okay, hold on. Let me just pull out the next card. Judgment. So I feel you being torn a little bit between doing the right thing and doing the thing you want to do that might be a little bit selfish. Some of you might be a little considerate of your reputation as well. You don't want to completely leave people in a lurch because, generally speaking, you're a really good person. Generally speaking, you're not just gonna leave people out to dry or hang people out to dry. Of course, you're going to show up, but there's probably a part of you that you're like, man, I really don't want to. And maybe there's even a part of you that resents that a little bit. Now, as much as I like to keep my readings spiritual or whatever, I feel like right now astrologically, there's just so much going on with relationships, especially in March, because we've got Jupiter, Chiron with Venus in Aries, which opposes Libra. There's a lot going on with people's careers and home lives right now because of the Aries stuff. And it's just, there's just a lot happening in areas of life that have a lot to do with other people, not to mention also Mars in Gemini in your 11th house. There's just a lot happening there. Okay, so you're kind of having to choose. Are you going to be the angel or are you going to be the demon here, right? We've got an angel and demons theme coming out, and you're going to have to make certain judgments and have to discern and be discriminating and make good choices. We have the Page of Wands in the environment. Now, I like this card and I like the deck, and in real life, I really like the fox, but this card gives me a super shifty vibe. Someone is doing something shifty or shady, or there's something really weird going on. Now, again, I don't like to be that type of reader that just bashes everybody, but you do need to be aware that not everyone is on the same track as you, and sometimes there are other people that are just really, really hard to get along with. And maybe that is something that's tied into these obligations that you can't really get away from. And this is you, do I be the better person? Do I take the high road, or do I really just get down in the gutter with them and have it out? Where am I really obligated to be here? Who am I really supposed to be? And what really is the best choice? I do feel that Leo has some choices to make regarding how they deal with people, how they communicate, how they move forward, how they, decide to sculpt their life. And a lot of the situations in which they find themselves this month is really going to determine how that goes. You may feel that there are too many connections right now. There are too many things, too many people that is demanding too much of you. And you may need to be the villain in someone else's story and just be like, I cannot help you. I cannot be a part of this. And I'm sorry, but I really, really have to put myself first, or I have to put my family first. And that might be a really hard thing for you to do, because it might make you feel like a quote unquote bad person, although of course it absolutely does not make you a bad person. It's you setting boundaries and being clear and communicating. But I also don't know how mature the person hearing that is going to be. Not your responsibility, right? It doesn't matter that someone can't handle that. But there might be consequences of you delivering that information and them then not handling it well. There might be consequences to that. But I think generally speaking, this is absolutely a month where Leo is going to have to be really on point with their priorities here, okay? You're going to have to decide what matters and what doesn't. And sometimes that is a really hard choice. Those are really hard choices sometimes, okay? So you're clearly leaving something in the past. With the Six of Cups, there's clearly a past connection there, and you are absolutely leaving it behind. This is probably something that's been long-standing, or something that you have a history with, which makes it even harder, which makes the Eight of Cups even that much more admirable. It takes a really big person to do this. And this doesn't surprise me, though. When we have Saturn coming into Pisces and Pluto coming into the 7th house, there's a lot of, Saturn in the 8th, Pluto in the 7th. There's a lot of severance that's going to happen with these particular transits, specifically Saturn in the 8th. Saturn in the 8th indicates an end of you being buried or burdened by something, buried under something, like an obligation or a promise or a commitment that you made that absolutely no longer serves. And it might be hard for some of you, like if you did make a promise or a commitment or you signed a contract with someone and now you're kind of like reneging a little bit and you're going back and you're saying, sorry, I can't fulfill it. It might bring out really ugly colors in people, but again, not your responsibility. But you may have been avoiding that. You may have been avoiding it because you just didn't want to shake it up, or you didn't want to stir the pot in this way. But at this point, there are too many things pulling at you. Something has to give. And I think this is the weakest link. Now, I do see you delivering the news diplomatically, and in a way, maybe there is some kind of an agreement or settlement or some kind of an offering to some degree of saying, look, I know I promised you I was going to do this. I know I said I was going to do that, but I'm really not going to be able to do what I said, and I'm sorry about that. And so as an option or as an I'm sorry or whatever you want to say, I'm going to offer you this other thing. They might not take it, but at least you offer. And I think this is specifically to help your conscience. To help your conscience feel settled. Because there might be some guilt that surfaces for you as you are pulling the plug on, something that someone was relying on you for. Especially if this is at work, like maybe you just got a new job and now all of a sudden you have to quit this new job and this employer is like, wait, hold on, what? Like we just hired you 3 months ago and now you're quitting on me? Do you know how expensive it is to hire a new person? Whatever the case might be. But the fact of the matter is when that 8 of Cups comes out, you're being called to move into a new life. And there's nothing you can do about that. We all are, every single person. We are all being called into a new life. So, what else does Leo need to know? We have the Queen of Coins. Chariot, which I love for Leo. And last but not least, we have the Fool. So the Queen of Coins feels really practical. I'm not saying there's not emotion involved with all of this. Chances are there probably is quite a bit of emotion. But I don't see you, this is the Capricorn card, I'm sorry, Leo. I don't see you, Leo, making decisions rooted in emotion. You feel the emotion, but you don't make big life-changing decisions because of that. You're making these decisions because it makes the most sense, because it's the most logical, because it's the most helpful in the world, and like I say, like you've just got a lot going on and you can only dedicate yourself to so many things. And because you truly do want growth, you want evolution, you want promotion, you want this kind of enhancement in your life, you want to feel called or feel like you are living your calling, however you want to say that, you're going to have to take the leap of faith. But unfortunately, this does come at a cost. That you being set free and you succeeding and you being able to fly as high as you can go, it is going to leave people behind. And not everyone likes that, but unfortunately, there's at least one person or one scenario or one situation in your life. It simply is not up to par. It doesn't match the frequency or the vibration that you're resonating at. It doesn't match the goal or the value that you hold. This person probably won't see it that way, and I think that's what makes it so hard. They're going to take it personally. It's not personal. That's the problem. It has probably nothing to do with who they are as a person. It's everything to do with where you're going. And Leo, I know you are thinking so deeply about where you are going. You're thinking about this whole new chapter, this whole new era of your life. And with the Fool, I think there's excitement and invigoration. And there's that connection with the higher intelligence here as well. Like, you know that you are ready for this Chariot energy to carry you where it is you're supposed to go. You feel so sure in this destiny. And again, that's also something that a Page of Wands just simply cannot understand, because they don't feel sure, because they don't have a firm footing. They don't have firm grounding. They have a lot of confusion and desperation, and they're grasping because they don't have a lot of self-control, and maybe they're a little too dependent on other people. And unfortunately, maybe you were someone that they were a little too dependent upon, and now that source is being stripped from them, they are going to have to find either their own internal strength, or they're going to have to find another source. So that's probably where that frustration is coming from with them. But again, not your responsibility. This month really is about freedom for Leo in so many ways. Freedom from being obliged and contractually connected to anyone and anything. I think Leo is really finding a path that they can truly grow on. And this is in all capacity. It's growing financially, growing professionally, growing romantically, in terms of their family, in terms of their social circles, and grow spiritually and grow with their physical health. It's like a holistic, all-encompassing path of growth. It's amazing what can happen when you release just one thing, or you step away from the past with just one thing. How much can change. Great, now I just messed up all my cards. I'm sorry, hold on. Okay, we have the Nine of Wands. Page of Cups. Ten of Cups. Now, the Nine of Wands is a lot of caution and suspicion, but rightfully so, because clearly, right, you're here, judgment in this particular place of needing to make good decisions, and you're not wanting to make bad decisions. So of course you're going to think about it practically and in a now, if you are feeling emotional one day, Leo, it's probably best to wait a day or two before making anything final or saying anything that you can't take back. And really consider that before you say anything. Will I be able to take this back if I want to or not? And if the answer is no, and you don't feel entirely sure, just wait a few days. Chances are you'll feel valid in what you're thinking, but you don't want to say something really big to someone or sever a relationship and then feel immediate regret and remorse. If you're going to do that, you're going to have to be able to just keep going and move on and not feel guilt. Okay? So I know you're being cautious, and I know you're being really, really picky about the people that you're letting into your life right now. I mean, again, you have so much going on already. You don't really have the capacity to take on a whole bunch of stuff anyway. You don't have the capacity to let just anybody in. This is about letting people out and removing stuff more than it is about bringing new things on. So when we have this Page of Cups trying to get its foot in the door of like, wow, Leo's doing some really big stuff, Yes, this is different than the Page of Wands. This seems like it's something new, trying to come in near the end of March as we enter into Aries season. This is someone trying to get their foot in the door, someone who is trying to, get involved with what you have going on, trying to be a part of it. But again, here you are, I think, being really, really picky and going through, I don't know, we could call it an interview process, quote unquote. That could be literal or not, but there seems to be an interview process or a filtration process. And you need to make sure that whoever this Page of Cups is, that they fit the bill with this 10 of Cups and the Chariot energy. Are they going in the same direction, and can they add and make your path to the 10 of Cups easier or not? If they don't make it easier or they don't make it better, chances are this is someone that's going to have to be excluded. And you're going to have a really thick skin, which generally Leo does. You're going to have a really thick skin to be able to exclude. Now, as much as we would like to think, oh, we're all one, we're all connected, love, compassion, unconditional love, all that beautiful stuff. Fact of the matter is that we are in a world where there are still people who, make life really hard. Let's just say it that way. And I don't think Leo wants life to be really hard. I don't think Leo wants things to get more congested or more frustrated. I think Leo wants greater ease and greater flow and fluidity, and they want things to work, and they want the abundance that comes with that flow. So if anyone is going to throw a wrench in the spokes, you're going to need to know about it, and you're going to do everything you possibly can to prevent it from happening. Now, chances are, this Page of Cups, I think for most of you, it's actually going to be something good, although I don't think it's going to be like a permanent situation. I don't think it's going to be someone that comes in and stays. I think it's someone who comes in, provides a little bit of value, and then leaves. Right? They have some kind of information or some kind of a lesson, right? There's some sort of, I guess we could call it a soul contract. They're here for a very short period of time to teach you something, and then they're going to move on, and you're going to move on as well. But they actually are going to be helpful for you in getting to this 10 of Cups. Okay? So I'm not saying to be distrusting of people, although I think you will be, but I also think there are going to be people that you initially will not trust, but very quickly will realize their inherent value and what it is that they are here to give you, and you will gladly and graciously accept them on your journey, and then you will be happy to let them go whenever it is they want to go. Okay? Let's pull out the clarifiers. So for those of you who are new here, the cards I'm about to pull out are the cards we will cover in the comprehensive reading. We usually talk for another 25 to 30 minutes about all of those cards. There's a bunch of information in the description box, so please make sure to check that out. So let's go ahead and begin by clarifying the judgment card. What else does Leo need to know? What does the universe need from Leo? What does the universe need from Leo this March? We have Strength, beautiful, the Leo card. Okay, we have the Lovers and the Nine of Swords. Very dualistic going on here, which we clearly see with the Angel and Demon there. We have Three of Wands in the environment. We have the Magician in the environment. And the Five of Swords. Okay. A lot of duality. You're going to be feeling a lot of duality this month. Okay. Let's take a look here at the Six of Cups reversed. What does Leo need to know about this Six of Cups reversed? We have the Five of Coins. Six of Wands. and the Three of Coins. For the Eight of Cups, what else does Leo need to know? For the Eight of Cups, we have the Ace of Swords, Queen of Cups, Two of Wands, Four of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Wands. Feeling a wand connection here. You see the Tower. There's like this weird juxtaposition of something really big happening, but in the quietest possible way. Another Page of Cups with the Eight of Swords. Five of Cups. High Priestess. Another Sun card. Love the Sun for Leo. Two of Swords. Ten of Swords. A lot of mixed emotion, a lot of mixed feeling, a lot of confused feeling. Nine of Cups. Eight of Wands. Another Strength card. See, I had a good feeling about that Page of Cups. Yeah, I definitely have a good feeling about that page. They're a good addition to what it is that you are aiming toward. Beautiful. And excellent. Okay, so this is where we're going to pick up in the comprehensive reading. So if you want to check that out, you are more than welcome. All the information down in the description box in the comment thread down below. Thank you all so much. You guys know how much I love and adore you. Have a great month, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.